and did not show up.
Where's Joe Biden? He's completely missing in action from leadership. And you know who else is missing in action? Donald Trump is missing in action.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Travis King, the Army private who ran across the border into North Korea in July, is back in the U.S. now, arriving in San Antonio, Texas on a military flight overnight.
He's expected to be taken to an Army medical center to undergo evaluation, then a process of reintegration. Administration officials say any possible disciplinary action will only be considered once that process is complete.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
All right, good morning. It's Thursday. I got it right again.
You've done well this week.
There we go. I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And welcome to the Thursday edition of Live and Local Real Talk. We do appreciate you guys tuning in on any one of our many platforms that we have. Of course, WSME 97.1. And in a few minutes, it'll also be on 11:20 a.m. And of course, WSME971.com. Simple radio apps or any other apps that you got, just look for WSME if you want to listen. And of course, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube.
Wow.
We're all across the board there, aren't we?
We're just out there, aren't we?
And anybody watch that debacle last night?
I did.
And your thoughts?
It was another mess. My thought is, this is what we've got. This is what we've got.
This is what we've sunk to. Biden's camp is very happy.
Oh, sure they are. Can you blame them?
No, I don't blame them. But I'm not sure Biden's going to get the nomination to run again. But, right now he's obviously the front runner. There are a few potential challengers out there. I haven't heard anything from RFK Jr. in a while. Have you?
No, I have not. But I would love to see a debate there.
No, I'm not going to debate.
No.
I mean, he can't stand the pressure of a press conference.
Yeah, I don't think there was any clear losers or winners last night.
Mm-mm.
And there were several times it got to be a pure
Sophomoric.
let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah.
And they overtalk each other. And it's frustrating.
Well, I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
And but I'm reading this article this morning about the top 5 takeaways. And at one point, apparently, one of the guys, who was it? The North Dakota governor, Doug Burgum.
Yeah.
They threatened to cut his mic off because apparently he kept interrupting everybody. So
I didn't see him do that.
that's what it said.
Not.
And they said that Dana Perino said, "Sir, we will have to cut your mic," and I don't want to do that.
There was a couple times he did, but the biggest interrupters were, oh my gosh, it was Nikki, Ron, Tim, Ramaswazi, Rami, whatever. They were just going at it continuously.
Yeah, they said, according to this, their number 2, their top 5 takeaways. Their number 2 was Haley had a good night, and apparently she attacked DeSantis.
She did.
She
she did.
She attacked Ramaswamy. Said
yes.
Quote, honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber.
Exactly.
When she's talking about his social media TikTok views. Apparently he comments about that a lot.
Yes.
And who else? So that's all it said about that. Then it said that Ron DeSantis did pretty well, but not enough. And they said his poll numbers are dropping, no donors. That's not a shock. And it's number 4, Scott Awakens, which he says
he was more verbal last night.
And it said a lot of conservatives favor him, which I told he's my dude. But when he started talking about his feelings that Lyndon B. Johnson's social programs, known as the Great Society, did more to harm the black family than chattel slavery, they think that right there will propel him up based on the times in America this time. And they just said, some Republican pollsters said, Tim Scott just delivered exactly what his voters have been waiting for. Then they said nothing really changed. They're all just still fighting each other.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
Well, that's what
was-
they're supposed to be doing right now,
And
fighting
Pence-
each other.
Pence got really
we
spicy
didn't
last
mention him.
night.
He didn't even make the top 5 of this, whoever wrote this article.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it.
I think Pence is probably the best qualified person up there at this point in time
Oh, I agree with
because
that.
he's got the experience.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't
But-
think he'll get the nomination.
No,
But he's not
because
gonna get it.
serving as VP under Trump just killed his political
Yep.
career in the end.
I agree.
But yeah, here's another poll I'm reading right here, and it said the poll winner last night was Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, they're all saying that.
Yes.
Well,
It was chaos at certain times. And it was hard to understand. And they had 3 people giving the questions.
Oh, Lord.
And one was a woman, beautiful woman, and she was Hispanic, I take it. But it was so hard for me to understand what she was saying because of her dialect. But I mean, beautiful woman, and she did a great job. I just couldn't understand half of what she was saying. I was having to turn the TV up and just like, what? But I think Fox did a pretty good job trying to keep control, but you can't keep control of that mess.
nope, you cannot. And I was looking forward to 2024,
I'm not at all.
but it's just going to be a real poop show all the way through. It's getting to that point now. We've got 2 of the 3 debates behind us, right? They've got the 3rd one coming. What is it,
Yes.
December?
Yes, should be.
I
I
can't
have to
remember.
look it up.
But what is going to be the outcome? What's going to be different than what we already know? The only thing that is not certain is whether Donald Trump is going to go to trial before the primary, or during the primary, or during the campaigning, or if he's going to trial at all. We don't know. And how's that going to end up? That is the only thing on the table for next year right now that we don't know anything about. We know
November
Joe-
8th.
We know Joe Biden is going to be the nominee for the Democrats, unless he just fails to run. If he pulls out, that'll be the only way he won't be the nominee. What else can the Democrats do? Destroy one of their own?
I was talking with a friend quite a bit yesterday. We were texting back and forth. Here's my issue. The Democratic Party's had 4 years. I mean, once Joe Biden took office in 2020, that's when you start looking and vetting and grooming somebody for 2024. They've had 4 years to do this. Why haven't they got somebody else out there?
Well, because they've been caught between a rock and a hard place, because the Democrat Party at the top of the level, they had this whole thing figured out in the beginning. And they put all their eggs in one basket called Kamala Harris. And turns out the half of those eggs were broken.
Well, I think they used her as a way to get votes. I think they used her as a way to get the black vote.
That was part of
It's
it.
exactly
It
what
was
they
also
did.
to take her off of the, make sure that Biden got the nomination, because it was up in the air until she backed away.
Well, I would say the same thing for the Republican side.
Can you imagine if she'd
This is
actually
the
got
best-
it? Sorry, I
She
guess I
wouldn't
say
have
that.
gotten it. I don't. Well, Trump would have been reelected if she had been running as the presidential contender.
I am not excited at all about 2024. I dread it. I absolutely dread it. From local to state to federal. I just dread this. It's a mess.
It is a total mess. Let's go to something that's even more pleasant. How's
Oh,
that?
let's do that.
Yeah, let's talk about hurricanes. Let's go to the tropics.
A lot of wind.
We're going to the tropics, not for the fun and sun. Talking about the tropical Atlantic and hurricanes. Good news. There are no hurricanes in the tropical Atlantic. How about that? Tropical storm Philippe is still hanging on, moving west-southwestward now as a mostly disorganized system with sustained winds of about 50 miles per hour. Current forecasts indicate Philippe will continue losing strength and will become nothing but a remnant low-pressure system before the weekend is over. It might bring some rain and some rough surf to the northern Antilles over the week. The Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, but that's about all it's going to be is a big old rainstorm. Back to the east of that, tropical disturbance number 1 has not become organized, still remains disheveled, is moving generally westward, wallowing across the Atlantic. And the National Hurricane Center is still predicting that it will become our next tropical depression and possibly a tropical storm within a few days. Its future direction of travel, if it ever gets a certain direction of travel, remains uncertain. But that's more
Yeah.
predictable than what's going to be going on and a lot more pleasant to talk about than the stupid political crap
I agree
that's out
with
there
you
right now.
100%.
Honestly.
Maybe that's what we need is a good rain to wash all this away.
There you go. 910-333-0139. If you want to chat this morning, 910-333-0139. We're going to have talking with several people this morning. One of them is going to be our insurance commissioner, Mike Causey. And he's a little unhappy with what the legislature did. We'll bring you up to speed on that just before 7:30 or just as he's getting in here.
And I have a question for him too. Did you know Nationwide Insurance is pulling out of North Carolina?
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep. A lot of homeowner policies in North Carolina have been dropped by Nationwide.
Wow.
That's like the third one now that I know that is pulled out.
I used to have Nationwide.
Well, I'm sure usually these insurance companies that pull out, like if your home was built after a certain time, they'll more than likely keep you,
Mhm.
like after 2008 or something like that. But before that, mine was like 1988. So
Mine was 1957.
I got dropped by the insurance company I had a couple years ago and
Really?
had to go with another one. So
Well, we'll ask
I'm
about
gonna
that
ask him
too.
about that.
And the big topic is the fire marshal. So
Yes.
got some questions for him about that one. Want to know what a slap in the face feels like? You ever been slapped in the face?
Yes. When I was little.
Let's go back a couple of days when the president's anti-hunting mandate was put forth by the administration back in August, only to get uprooted and in a big way Tuesday of this week. The House voted late Tuesday evening in favor of legislation striking down the Biden administration's decision to block federal funding for school shooting sports courses. In a 424-1, did you get that number? 424-1 vote, the House of Representatives approved the Protecting Hunting Heritage and Education Act, with 216 Republicans and 208 Democrats voting in favor. Just one lawmaker, Representative Veronica Escobar, a Democrat out of Texas, voting. Representative Mark Green introduced the bill on August 1st, just a report that the Department of Education was withholding funds for school hunting and archery courses. After Tuesday's vote, Green told reporters that hunters and fishers are the most best conservationists. Hunting, whether it be with a firearm or a bow, is one of the most effective ways to control wildlife populations, protect our beautiful lands, and connect with nature. My Protecting Hunting Heritage and Education Act is critical for our children. Senior Education Agency official Sarah Martinez wrote that archery, hunter education, and wilderness safety courses use weapons that are technically dangerous weapons and therefore may not be funded under the 1965 Elementary and Secondary Education Act, which is the primary source of federal aid for elementary and secondary education across the country. Who's running this country?
My first thought is what?
Who is in charge of this country? A bunch of mules with blinders
Oh
on?
my gosh.
Maybe I should change the word running to ruining this country.
Mm.
Biden's whole administration has been anti-American since day one. It's done everything possible to make sure that our rights and protections are removed. Heaven help us if we end up with 4 more years of this. As it stands, it's going to take at least 8 years to correct the crap that Biden and his cronies have unleashed. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. I
There
do
you
not
go.
understand it. There are schools, over 1 million students were enrolled in courses across this country for hunter safety, archery, and whatever, all funded by the federal government. and he took it away. Many of those schools that had these courses have now since dropped them since he made that big announcement.
It's a shame.
So we're a month into the school season, the school year, and there are how many kids out? A bunch won't even be entitled to take those classes.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
That is sad.
I can't understand it. I can't understand his logic there. Suddenly doing it just as the school year was getting underway. Y'all not gonna get any federal funds.
No, because we have to keep that money to feed the people coming across the border.
Absolutely. And I guarantee
Start
you,
that.
I guarantee you, it was channeled for that for a while. Moved in that direction.
Hmm.
910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Don't get too far from your radio because we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Chris Rainer. Tomorrow morning on Sports Talk at 9 a.m. Our guest will be Luke Schwartz, the new sports anchor on WCTI TV 12. Also a chief component of the Blitz high school football show on Friday nights. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emo wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too. With Cub Cadet, zero turns, lawn tractors, and walk-behind lawnmowers from Cub Cadet are engineered with premium features, leaving you with a well-manicured lawn. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and unlock the possibilities of your yard with Cub Cadet. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
It's summertime. No schedules, no stress, and no cooking. The Burrow Low Country Kitchen has got you covered. Order a Carolina-style seafood boil to go. Sausage, potatoes, corn, with your choice of shrimp, crawfish, lobster, clams, mussels, crab legs, or a mixture. Seafood boils also make great party pleasers. Grab a quick lunch of Philly cheesesteaks, Italian sausage, fish tacos, and more. Dine in or take out. Curbside or dockside pickup. The Burrow Low Country Kitchen. Corner of Front and Moore Streets in downtown Swansboro. BurrowLowCountry.com.
C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957, with 3 locations serving the Crystal Coast, has everything you need from brushes to Olympic stain and quality Benjamin Moore paint. Benjamin Moore offers unmatched color and durability, so the color will last for years to come. Whether a do-it-yourselfer or paint contractor, when you shop C&S Paint Center with 3 locations, you're not just improving your home or construction site, you're supporting a local business too. C&S Paint Center, Olympic Stain, and Benjamin Moore. Paint for everything that matters. C&S Paint Center, 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, and 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point. C&S Paint, phone 910-455-0210. Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Family pack T-bone steak is only $9.99 a pound. Boneless shoulder roast, $4.79 a pound. You get a 5-pound bag of chicken breast or tenders for just $11.99. 10 pounds or more of fresh ground beef is only $3.59 a pound. Pork spare ribs, $1.79 a pound. Jumbo pack chicken wings, $2.29 a pound. And whole shoulder Clyde heart is only $4.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, crisp green cabbage, just 59 cents a pound. You get a 1-pound bag of crisp carrots for just 79 cents. Extra fancy ambrosia, cosmic, crisp or red delicious apples, just $1.99 a pound. Large navel oranges are only 99 cents each. Fall squash, 99 cents a pound. Fresh strawberries are only $3.99 a pound. Rutabagas are only 99 cents a pound. And you get a 2-pound bag of Halos mandarins for just $4.99 a bag. And you get 2 8-packs of the 12-ounce size Pepsi or Mountain Dew. You get 2 for $10. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, you want a new boat? You don't have to need a new boat. You just you need to want one. You worked for it, right? You deserve it. Right now, there are some cool boats in stock at Tideline Marine. Yesterday, they took the shipping wrapping off of the latest arrival, a Tritoon pontoon boat from Aloha, complete with an upper deck. Get all the sunshine that you want. You can just hang around up there, get a better view perhaps from up or high, and a sliding board leads from the upper deck.
I like that.
Great for the sunset cruises. You can, if you want to fly down the sliding board and hit the water, perfect. Just like those parks, right? Water parks.
Okay.
Why not get something like that? Perfect for the river, great for sunset cruises, an ideal boat if you have kids or grandkids or just a bunch of friends to enjoy river cruises. Guaranteed to provide you with years of fun. Stop by Tideline Marine. They open at 8:30. Todd will gladly show you the showboat of the year. You'll be the highlight of the river every time you go for a spin. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Still going to be a little bit dicey today through this afternoon. Northerly winds 15 to 20 knots with 25, seas 5 to 7 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers are choppy. Tomorrow, northerly winds coming down 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Saturday, northerly winds 15 to 20, seas 4 to 6, sounds and rivers choppy.
Today, mostly cloudy, a high of 76. Winds 9 to 11 miles an hour with gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 65. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, high of 79. It's going to be warmer with gusts as high as 15 miles an hour tomorrow. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 63. And then on Saturday, sunny, high of 79 and still gusty. So the temperature's gone up a little bit from what it was earlier in the week.
Yeah. Maryland Tech CEO named Pava Marie Lapierre is the latest victim of progressive criminal justice reform and the decarceration movement, a push to let prisoners run around the country as free as the birds. Police found LaPere, 26 years of age, dead in her apartment in Baltimore Monday morning. Her body showed signs of blunt force trauma. She had been named to Forbes 30 Under 30 list this year for the social impact her category, and her work as founder and chief ecosystems officer at EcoMap Technologies, a 30-person software and data firm based in Baltimore. Police are looking for 32-year-old Jason Dean Billingsley, an ex-con who was released from a 30-year sentence for rape that he began in 2015. Half of the sentence had been suspended, however. He still spent only 7 years in prison, despite assault convictions in 2009 and 2011. On Monday, police found LaPere partially disrobed on the roof of her apartment building. Okay, let's go to Tennessee. Memphis teacher Eliza Fletcher, abducted during a pre-dawn jog last year. Days later, police found her body behind a vacant home. They soon arrested Cleotha Abston, a 39-year-old ex-con who had recently been released from prison and was suspected in prior rapes, kidnappings, and robberies. Over in Austin, serial killer Raul Meza Jr., who shot a man in 1975, killed a girl in 1982, and was just arrested in connection with the deaths of his former probation officer, an 80-year-old man, and 66-year-old Gloria Lofton. He's also suspected in at least 8 additional cold cases. Why was he out of prison? Meza had served 11 years of a 30-year sentence in the rape and murder of 8-year-old. Did you hear that?
8.
Rape and murder of 8-year-old Kendra Page.
Why was he even alive? What
Yeah.
are you talking about? Incarcerated?
Violent sex predators tend to become model inmates while locked up because they want to get out and commit more crimes. That's the feelings of a lot of people, including me. Our district attorney, Ernie Lee, in addition to running an office and prosecuting cases personally, routinely sends letters to the parole commissioners objecting to the release of vicious murderers who have hearings they hope will set them free.
Wow.
I'm so happy not to be living in one of those progressive states. And I think progressive is a misnomer.
Well, they just came out with an update on Billingsley, and he was arrested late last night.
Good.
So that's one less off the streets.
Yeah. Well, they're catch and release.
Yeah, probably.
Sooner or later, he'll get out. Social media users took on former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's official State Department unveiling this week. They ridiculed it. Several prominent accounts on X mocked the portrait and slammed Clinton over the honor, pointing to the terror attack in Benghazi, Libya, that killed 4 U.S. diplomats during her tenure as the head of the State Department. While she was out partying, that attack was going on.
Oh, my gosh.
The official portrait unveiling took place at the State Department headquarters in Foggy Bottom, Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, Clinton receiving the honor from current Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Another work of art.
Don't we have a caller calling in at 7:30?
7:30, yes.
Then I'm going to wait to talk about what I want to talk about.
Okay.
It won't give me enough time.
Yeah, we've got
So-
Insurance Commissioner Mike Causey due here in any moment now. So we'll stall until he gets on the phone. How's that?
Well, here's one. Did you know a Tennessee mayor this guy's just about dumb too. I ought to say this for dumb crook, but it's just too aggravating to think about. So Tennessee mayor in what town is this? Burns, Tennessee. I don't have no
Never
idea
heard
where
of
in
it.
the world that is. So he was charged with assault. As he body slammed his girlfriend's son. He was charged with domestic assault Sunday. And he body slammed his girlfriend's son because he was supposed to pay the kid $40 for weed eating, and then he didn't pay him. So then he body slammed him. Oh, it gets better.
Why?
It's a piece of crap. You should see his picture. Pushed him on the couch first, grabbed him by the collar of his shirt and threw him on the couch. And then he continued to push him. And so the boy just kind of pushed back to get him off, and then he made marks on his neck. So the mom told them both to break it up and told the kid to go to his room. After the kid starts walking away to his room, the man stepped on his feet, and then the boy pushed him to get him off, and he body slammed him, put him in some kind of a neck hold, and twisted and pushed his nose. And the police came and I guess saw it. It was filmed, and they booked him in the jail for domestic assault. Now, let me tell you, as a mama, what would happen. That man would have been laying there in a pool of blood. And I hope this woman is not stupid enough to still be with this idiot. But here's his, let me show you his mugshot. He's the mayor. And I would lead a recall to I gotta get his picture.
He'll probably resign.
I doubt it. He seems smug enough to where he wouldn't. Let me get his, I'll get his picture up and show it to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, we mentioned this earlier. North Carolina House Speaker Tim Moore says the decision to spend a lot of taxpayer dollars to set up a staff to handle a fire marshal, removing the 85-year-old responsibility from the elected insurance commissioner for one reason. He says he doesn't want politics involved. Huh? Certainly sounds like this move is nothing more than politics as usual. And it's one that has ticked off firefighters, especially volunteer firefighters across the state. As insurance commissioner for almost 7 years, Commissioner Mike Causey has worked with fire departments across North Carolina to make them more professional so that the insurance ratings for communities will be improved, thus reducing insurance rates for North Carolinians like me and you and y'all living in these communities. Mike Causey joins us now from Raleigh. Good morning, Mike. Have I missed anything here?
Good morning. I think you hit the nail on the head, Rayford.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We appreciate you joining us this morning. You are the insurance commissioner, but you're also that part of that responsibility for the past 85 years has been that you are also the fire marshal.
Fire marshal.
Yeah.
State fire marshal.
Yeah.
Right.
So how much money are we going to spend for another fire marshal?
Too much. They've got a salary of $135,000 a year. And then when you put your benefits and your staff, you're talking about maybe several $100,000.
Yeah.
And which is added to what they're not spending. It makes no sense. Don't know where this came from. You know, like you said, for over 8 decades, the insurance commissioner in North Carolina has always been the state fire marshal. And, you know, I'm not trying to be political. It's not political because this hurts every firefighter in the state, our volunteer firefighters especially. And I'm the first Republican insurance commissioner in 125 years in the history of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have we've got a Republican controlled legislature that didn't bother the Democrats, you know, when they were in power. But we have done the best. Our office, the Office of State Fire Marshal and Department of Insurance, have improved the insurance ratings, the ISO class rating of 80%, 80% of the fire departments in the state. Out of the 1,215 fire departments we inspect, 80% of them have improved their class ratings, which helps everybody that lives in those fire districts. And we estimate that it has saved almost $2 billion, with a B, $2 billion in insurance premiums over what people would have been paying if we hadn't have done that. So these guys have done a great job. It's not broken. I don't know why a handful of people in the legislature are so determined to blow it up.
Is there anything that can be done to undo what they have done before they hire a fire marshal?
There's only one chance, and that's probably in the next week or two, when the budget's finalized. I mean, the budget, the governor's not signing it, but he's not going to veto it. So it becomes law next week. I believe it's October the 3rd. And as soon as that budget is certified, the legislature has something called technical corrections.
Okay.
And in technical corrections, they can fix things that weren't quite right, or some lines that were wrong in the budget. So that is one way they could do it if they want to do it. But for whatever reason, we have tried. I'll tell you, the sheriff of Cleveland County, who's very good friends with the speaker, called the speaker a couple of months ago to make sure that this all started with a bill back in the spring. It was Senate Bill 363, and you can look up Senate Bill 363 on the legislature's website, ncleg.gov or ncleg.net. And that bill got filed by 3 senators because they were mad at me for opposing the Blue Cross bill. And I stood up for the people on the Blue Cross bill. I wasn't going to cave in to the pressure. And all of a sudden, this bill got filed. Senate Bill 363 says to make the Office of State Fire Marshal an independent agency, and the title of State Fire Marshal would go away it would no longer be with the Insurance Commission. And I called the Senator Perry out of Kinston was the sponsor, and I called him. I said, why did you file this bill? And I never got a straight answer. The answer I got was, you know why I filed that bill. You got too much to do. You got a lot on your plate. You need to focus on insurance and don't worry about the fire department. Well, this is something that has really upset and infuriated the volunteer firefighters, the county fire marshals, and anybody I know in the fire service across the state. Tim Bradley with the State Firefighters Association, they've been trying to push back. And I don't know what the resistance is, but I've been told it's political payback, that I did something that some of the key legislators weren't happy with, so they're going to stick it to me, and that's all I can tell you.
It's kind of, if it ain't broke, why go out there and meddle with it? And particularly when it's going to cost us $135,000 for another salary, plus all the benefits, like you say, because there are tons of benefits that go along with that, plus the staff. What is it, 5 people they're going to hire?
Well, probably so. It's totally ridiculous. It makes no sense. And the only hope now, the County Fire Marshals Association's opposed to this, State Firefighters Association's opposed to it, and all the fire chiefs I've talked to around the state are opposed to it. And these folks are taking action. They're sending letters. They're making phone calls to Senator Berger and to the leadership and to their local state representatives to let their voice be heard. But I will tell you, yesterday, I looked at that Senate Bill 363 and I say, what people put their names on it? There were no Democrats on the bill whatsoever. It was just a handful of Republicans. And I called one of the Republicans that was a co-sponsor. And he said, what is going on with this fire marshal stuff? And I said, well, that's why I'm calling you. I said, this all started with a bill that you put your name on. And he said, oh, no, I would never do anything to hurt the fire departments or hurt you. And he proceeded to tell me that he was told that this was going to be a good thing to help the fire department. And he found out he was told the wrong thing. I said, well, you got to be careful what you put your name on. And so we are really doing a lot of work right now in the next few days to get this message out to the people, to let people know this is what is going on in Raleigh. You need to contact your legislator today or tomorrow, email, phone calls, in person, and express your views on this subject.
It's not like you have been controversial. Yeah, maybe you were opposing some of the insurance rate hikes and all that sort of good stuff, which is a good thing for the rest of us. You've been very successful at doing that. Is there something you have not done as fire marshal? I mean, if you let North Carolina burn down or something?
We have. I've had firefighters and fire chiefs all across this state, rescue squad members, tell me that they've been in this for 30, 40 years, some 50 years, and in all the years they've been in this job, they've never seen a better service than they're getting today from the Office of State Fire Marshal, and what we're doing is from the Department of Insurance. It's working well, and it took a long time to get to this point. It took a lot of work, and for a few people in the legislature to think they know better than all the 50,000 firefighters across the state, it just boggles my mind. And I think I don't know if this will work or not, but I was told I needed to back off. I needed to keep my mouth shut, just go along. But I'm not a go along to get along type person, and I want to do the right thing for the people, and that's why I was elected, and that's why I'm running for re-election next year, and I will keep speaking out as long as I have a voice.
Okay. Now, if this thing goes not the way that you want it to go, who's going to hire this person, and how do they find them?
Well, they're telling me that I could submit a name, and the legislature will vote on it. So it's the legislature that makes the decision, and it'll be like a 3-year term, and it injects politics into the fire service, and I don't like that part.
Yeah. Well, if I'm understanding correctly, help me out here, this individual would work in the Department of Insurance. Is that right?
Under him, yes.
Well, the legislature actually disallowed that. They said that they had to be in a separate building, separate office, to be, quote, independent. It's an independent agency. So how all it is just in the hierarchy, they're housed, what they call housed under means in the organizational chart. For example, the Industrial Commission that oversees workers' comp is an independent agency. All the appointments are made by the government. The Industrial Commission is now under the Department of Insurance because that's where the legislature decided to put them in 2017, the first year I was elected to this job. For whatever reason, they didn't like the Industrial Commission under the Commerce, so they put it under the Department of Insurance. And at least in 2017, they gave me a call, gave me a heads up, told me what they were doing. This time, they just did it without any discussion, without any questions, without any input from the fire marshal, no input from the county fire marshals, and no input from the volunteer firefighters or fire chiefs or rescue workers anywhere across the state. So this is like dictatorial government. It's not the kind of government that we're looking for. And I think we're just trying to educate the public about what's going on.
Okay. Mike?
It's very interesting.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Some shenanigans here. It was, this bill was filed on March 23rd, passed the first reading on March 27th, went to committee, and it has sat there since, according to the North Carolina legislature page. So what they do, just snatch it out of committee and throw it into the budget?
The bill didn't go anywhere, and the Firefighters Association was not really concerned. They thought it was just a political hit on me to give me a warning to don't be opposing things that like that Blue Cross bill, and didn't think it was going to go anywhere. And all of a sudden, it was resurrected in the middle of the night, stuck in the budget, and
never went to the
I never
House.
knew it was there, and nobody else knew it was there except for the person or people that put it in there. And when the budget was voted on, a lot of folks that voted for it had no idea it was in there because there's so many pages, as you know,
You don't have time to read that.
So anyway, that's where we are.
All right. Well,
sneaky.
Lee had a question about another topic too.
Yes, I understand that
Okay,
Nationwide
sure.
Insurance is pulling out of North Carolina now.
Well, we're in better shape than most states, but I was at a conference the other day talking about especially the coastal insurance. You look at Florida, it's a total disaster. These companies are pulling out right and left, and it's just a matter of time before all that filters up our way. We've been fortunate. We've not had companies pulling out. Now, we did have, I found out Nationwide Insurance is non-renewing about 10,000 homeowners along the coastal North Carolina. But in other states, it's much higher. In Mississippi, it's 25,000. And we don't have any statutory authority under our general statutes to stop that. But we're putting together a task force and making sure that people have choices. Now, the beach plan, the coastal property insurance pool, they're picking up all of any of that. But we are working hard every day to bring more insurance companies to North Carolina to give people more choices.
Competition,
please. Is what holds down the premium.
That's good.
That's good. All right, Mike, thanks for doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, thank you, Rayford. I appreciate it. Lee, thanks for what you do every day to get the information out to the people. But I know nobody listening's ever had a problem with insurance claims, but if people have a problem with an insurance claim, if they will just call me or call my office, we have people every day, Monday through Friday, on the phone, 8 to 5, and all they do is call insurance companies and get claims settled and get results for the public. So if you're having trouble getting a claim filed or having trouble getting insurance or what have you, let us know, and we will help you because we are here to help.
Thank you for that.
Thank
I've got your
Thank
number.
you, Rayford.
All right. Let's take
All right.
bye-bye. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA. Don't go too far from your radio because we will be right back.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Down East is your local Bryant Factory authorized dealer. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes to keep you cool.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Needing service on your present cooling system? Just call Down East. Looking to replace your cooling system in your home or office? Down East and Bryant is ready to do whatever it takes to keep you cool on these hot summer days. Ask about 0% interest for 60 months. Down East, Bryant, whatever it takes.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
The summer heat has not kept Mixed Masters Concrete inside. They can handle the heat or cold, and that concrete project on your to-do list. When it comes to concrete, nobody does it harder or quicker than Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated, 3661E Highway 24 in Beulahville. Whether you need concrete for residential, commercial, or agricultural projects, Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated serves all of eastern North Carolina. From driveways, patios, to livestock housing, Mixed Masters has the concrete and owner Scott Thigpen will gladly provide a free estimate. For on-site delivery, phone 910-298-6153, and they deliver on Saturdays. When you need a ready-mix concrete quick, call Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulaville, 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulaville takes this time to thank those that serve us for our most prized possession, our freedom, and is proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Duplin, Onslow, Jones, and surrounding counties. Coastal Bank and Trust thanks you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Great Gas and Oil Company. And of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road, right here in Jacksonville. And 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart, 4111 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
Hi guys, it's Lisa, the Queen of Diamonds from Bryn Mawr Jewelers in Jacksonville. Are you looking for a ring for the perfect girl? We have hundreds of rings in our beautiful showroom. Want a ring as unique as your girl? Then we'll custom design a ring especially for you. Not sure if you want lab-grown diamonds or an earth mine diamond? No problem. We'll take the time to explain the difference. We guarantee to find a diamond as exceptional as your girl. We hand select every diamond that comes into our store, and it has to be a sparkling fireball to make it in our showcase. Our long-standing relationships in the industry guarantees you to get the most competitive price on the highest quality diamond. We offer custom financing so that it's easy to buy the ring of her dreams. We have rings for every budget and a vast selection of loose diamonds. So I invite you to come visit us today at Bryn Mawr Jewelers in Jacksonville. The Lutz family has been a part of thousands of I Do's for over 72 years. Nobody does I Do like we do. Come see why we're Jacksonville's oldest family jeweler.
Bryn Mawr Jewelers, next to Sam's Club, Jacksonville.
All right, Jacksonville and beyond, it's your friend Rick Dees. Every weekday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., your Daily Dees, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Three-quarter harmony with cool. I said with cool Bobby B.
Hey, it's Cool Bobby B. Jacksonville, Onslow County, and beyond, you have found the official station for the Doo-Wop Stop. Heard Saturday nights, 7 till 10, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME and worldwide at WSME971.com. Join me as we play the absolute best and greatest doo-wop songs of all time. Saturday night, 7 till 10. Get connected now at doowopstop.com.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Modern Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied on them, the bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
If you love ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime, 910-328-3172.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back here for a few minutes, and we got some construction work going on outside out there, huh? We got utility poles. Somebody doing something interesting.
Something out
Wonder if
there.
they're putting something else
In
up
the
for me.
driveway.
I've
Yep.
got 5, I think, on my lot.
It was John.
I could use another one. I could easily use another one. I guess fire departments in Jones and Onslow counties were called out late last night. They had on Huffman Town Road, they had a shed fire.
Big shed fire, they
Oh,
said.
wow.
So anyway, and of course, whenever you can't determine what the cause is, you call it electrical in nature, right?
Well, there's 4 different causes.
Anyway, Brian, we're going to have to take a break here in a couple of minutes, but Brian Kelly is joining us right now. He's from the Jacksonville Fire Department, a city fire marshal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good
Happy
morning.
to be here. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Interesting timing today for this one.
Yeah. I was listening on the way in.
Yeah. So anyway, as a fire marshal, I'm sure you are paying a lot of attention, and you guys are involved in looking at this. I guess it's in the budget now, this budgetary thing, to see
Yeah.
what it's going to actually mean.
Yeah. So as we talked off the break, we were listening on the way in, and the one thing that we can say, and I say we collectively as the president of the North Carolina Fire Marshals Association, which I hold that title of, Commissioner Causey and I talked earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
We were caught off guard on it. We were told earlier this year, just as Commissioner Causey just mentioned, that this bill was going to go nowhere, and it's caught us by surprise. When he and I talked specifically, we discussed our plans and things, and I told him, I said, we've got our board, which is 12 fire marshals from across the state. We've got to prepare some questions to ask legislators during that technical committee revision time, and that's what our boards are doing right now. When we're off duty, right, not working in our cities and towns, that's what we're doing offline, just to try to get those legislators to ask those questions. And even if they're not on that technical committee, they can go back and get the answers for us from that technical committee. So that way we know how to better serve our citizens.
Right.
Life throws us curveballs, whether it's COVID, hurricanes, wildfires. And so regardless of the outcome, just like you asked with the commissioner, it may or may not change, but either way, we have to press on. And so that's kind of going to be our game plan, but we need those questions answered.
Yeah. We need them answered too, because bottom line for me right now, $135,000 additional salary plus a staff of 5, plus a housing, plus all the expenses that go with it. That's $250,000 or more, likely much more.
Right.
Could be $500,000 or more.
As somebody said, there's a government dollar on the wall. You can split it any way you want it, but it's still a dollar, and it's going to be taken from something somewhere.
From me and you and you and you. It's tax dollars.
Yeah.
The government does not have any money. They got our money.
Right.
So anyway, let's take a quick break. You're live on Local Real Talk. Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. 7 Republican candidates at the second presidential primary debate of the campaign agreed on a lot, disagreed on a few things, and spent a lot of time interrupting and attacking each other.
You voted
He has
for
made sure that the
you
blood
actually
broke
asked
and they
for a
haven't done
gas
anything.
tax
Look at
increase
everything
in
that's
South
happened
Carolina.
in 12 years. Where have you been?
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley there. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie addressing former President Trump, who's been skipping the debates.
You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
The debate was at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, California, co-hosted by Fox Business. The next one is November 8th in Miami. The suspect in Pavel Leper's murder in Baltimore was found and arrested. She was a 26-year-old tech company founder found dead Monday. The suspect is a registered sex offender freed on parole last year. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, 8:01, and we're back. And again, in the studio with us is the fire marshal for the city of Jacksonville. And you're the state fire marshal, head of the State Fire Marshals Association, right? Not the State Fire Marshals, but the Fire Marshals Association.
That's correct.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly, thanks for joining us this morning. And coming up on the month, for the month of October,
Yes.
Fire Prevention Month.
Yes.
I've remembered that one from decades ago.
Yes.
One of the big things way back in decades ago was be careful with those kerosene heaters that you've got.
Yeah.
Because
I think
everybody was buying them.
I think I told the story the last time I was here. I don't know. I've told it a couple of different times. When I was 9, my next door neighbor across the street's house burned down because of that.
Really?
Yeah. And I can remember seeing that. That was kind of my first impression when I teach in the fire academy. I don't get to do it as much as I wanted to, but when I teach in there, I always ask the firefighters, the new recruits, I ask them, I say, what was your first impression? A lot of people say it was at the grocery store. It was, at school when the firefighters came along, it was whatever. My first impression was as a 9-year-old that I can remember was volunteers responding to the neighbor across the street who lost everything. This mobile home, they had no heat. This thing was probably from the 1960s. The parent did not take it outside. They refueled it inside. It overflowed.
Oh, my.
House caught fire. Thank the good Lord they did not get burned, but they lost everything. And that was kind of my first impact from the fire service as a whole, was watching these guys and women for hours just work inside of this house to save the little bits that they could.
Yeah.
Right? The little bits that they could. So the emphasis that no matter what area of the fire service you're in, whether you're the fire chief or as Chief Tallman's dad calls it, the Colonel Urinal, right? Mm-hmm. The guy cleaning the toilets. Mm-hmm. For that month, you're dedicated to life safety and fire safety for the month of October to make sure everybody understands just how critical that is.
I like that.
My first experience with a fire, I was driving a school bus in high school, and right off Wolf Swamp Road over here,
Mm.
I had a kid that got off at one of the school houses there, and when I turned around, I had to turn around and do a U-turn and then come back. And as I heard some sirens going off at Pumpkin Center Fire Station. It was that house on fire.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no way.
And guess what else?
Mm.
The man who owned that house, this kid's daddy, was arrested, charged with setting the fire.
Oh, wow.
And they found out that he had escaped from prison in Ohio decades before.
Oh, wow.
Knowing how you are, you could probably write a good book about that. You could tell a story.
I got called as a witness because he was driving away with the son. As the fire department was arriving, he passed me.
Wow.
So I got to be on the witness stand. That was the first time I was on the witness stand.
Wow.
My second personal experience with the fire, we were taking a prisoner down to Wrightsville Beach to run a breathalyzer. Passing a house there about 3 o'clock in the morning, just before you get to the Wrightsville Beach drawbridge, it was engulfed in flames. So state trooper and I, we both secured the guy in the car, and we both got out. We started beating on the door, hollering and screaming, calling for fire department.
Right.
And then we're not firefighters.
Right.
We kicked that back door in. Whew, I did not have any eyelashes. I did not have any hair on my arms after that.
Yeah.
But there was nobody at home.
Thank God.
You know, so yeah.
But people don't realize that. I tell the story. There's 4 of us here. NFPA, the National Fire Protection Association, says that 1 in 4 of us will have some type of fire in our home. Anything from a small
Grease fire.
Yeah, grease fire, or a plug that shorts out, all the way to the catastrophic events that you just shared about that at home at 3 o'clock. And so we're all impacted by fire. And the U.S. Fire Administration came up with a wonderful slogan a couple of years ago that said, fire is everyone's fight. And it's true. I mean, you don't realize that if you look across your family, if you say, hey, who's sitting around my Thanksgiving table coming up, right? We're going to do that in 2 months. We're going to have our loved ones sitting around the table, and we're going to say, man, we're so thankful for them. Why would we not invest the month before in making sure that they have a plan, that they have smoke alarms, that they have fire extinguishers, that they are prepared in the event that they're one of the 4 that are going to be impacted by it? Because we don't know the magnitude, right? We don't know how bad it could be.
And I was personally impacted again back in July. I was on a boat, mine. Yeah, and 3 of us were on the boat, headed out to get ready to head for the inlet to go offshore.
Oh, wow.
And one of the motors, starboard side, it started surging. I'm looking at the tack, and I said, what is going on here? And kept on going. So the 2 guys that were on, both of them are mechanics on outboard motors. And they headed back there to take a look at the motor, see what was going on. First thing I heard was, I need a fire extinguisher. Flames were coming from under the cowling.
Wow.
It took 2 fire extinguishers to put it down.
Wow. And you never know, right?
You never know. That's
so
why
that
I have
stat
2
just
fire
came true.
extinguishers.
1 in 4.
1 in 4.
Right. 1 in 4. Yeah.
Right here,
So-
we can sit around a table and talk
So
about
the
it.
rest of y'all are lucky for the rest of the
Well, until you get to another table, and then you become the one.
You just jinxed me.
But anyway, you're absolutely right. You just never know. I got fire extinguishers all around this house,
Right.
and they're all new ones too.
Yeah. Because you live
never
with it.
know.
Yeah, you never know, and once you experience it, you have that different heightened sense of awareness, right? I spent 7 years as county fire marshal, and it was amazing to me to see the number of firefighters who were even affected by fire.
Oh yeah,
right. There's things beyond our control. You had mechanics on the boat. You work at Sideline Marine. Your boat's as tip top as it can be, and it was out of your control,
It
right?
was.
Yeah, but you had to be prepared.
You just never know. Yeah. You got fuel coming out of a boat. You got gasoline on a boat and hoses and whatever.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
It's an acceptable risk, but we just have to have a plan for that risk.
Right? We had the plan.
What would you say the number one thing is, or maybe the top whatever thing is, that people don't do in their home to protect themselves against fire?
I think it's we're having working smoke alarms.
That's
It's
what I
out of
thought.
sight.
That's
It's
what I
out-
wondered. That's what I thought you would say.
It's
Okay.
out of sight. It's out of mind. People assume that if they have one up there, it's going to work. Or they say, "Hey, I replaced the batteries." Replacing smoke alarms every 10 years is what's most critical.
I think I need to do that. I think mine are over 10 years old.
If you think, then you need to check, and if you need to check, you probably need to.
I just, yeah.
So that's one of those things is people say, well, I've got it up there, I'm good. But the reality of it is the way that most smoke alarms, I could get into the science part of it, but that would bore people. But the way that it works is there's a chemical inside that smoke alarm that sniffs for fire. And after 10 years, it just wears out.
Well,
Right?
that makes sense. Yeah.
But people say, well, I test the button and it goes beep, beep, so I'm good. All that did was tell you that the siren on that thing works.
Yep.
That's it.
And the battery's good.
And
Oh,
the
I never
battery's
thought
good.
about that. Okay.
That's it, yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to buy new detectors.
Well, the way that I check mine in the kitchen is when I get in there and I burn something on the
Same.
stove and then it
Yeah.
goes off.
Cook some bacon, right?
Then you knock it off the ceiling with a broom handle just to keep it down.
Well, the
Yeah.
last time you were here, you talked about those new ones that came out that have the lithium batteries
Yes.
in them. And I went down and I got one.
I'm
I
proud of
got
you.
2 and put them up just for you.
I'm gonna go
That's
get
what
some
we
new
want.
ones.
That's
And,
right.
and that's true. That technology has changed too, right? I mean, think about how often we carry a cell phone, and as soon as we can go get a new one, we go get it because of the technology
Correct.
and the latest and the greatest. I mean,
Y'all do. I don't.
well, I'm just saying, the majority of citizens do, right? But
they
when it comes to our safety, we're like, hey, that smoke alarm up there, faded yellow 1976, it's still good,
Yeah.
right?
And it's not.
We trust
Right.
our life with old technology,
Yep.
right? But our entertainment with the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
And it costs a fraction of the cost.
Oh,
a
yeah.
tenth of the
Yes.
cost.
What's a smoke detector now is about what?
20
watt? That's
I'm
what I
about to
thought.
go buy
Lowe's
from my
has
house,
got
my
'em.
kids' houses.
Lowe's
so-
has got them on sale right now, along with fire extinguishers and other gadgets. But they've got the alarms, the lithium
Mhm.
that you were talking about, the 10-year.
Lowe's app right here.
And
Just put a date on it when you get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Put a date on it. And for
Yes.
those who don't have the financial means, or if you know somebody who needs it, right? Because some of those senior population, those on a fixed income, we
That's
talked
me.
about that, right?
That's me.
65 and older is the greatest at risk of dying in a fire because of mobility issues and financial incomes to not be able to have that technology. They literally look at their SSI check that comes in or their retirement check and they go, I don't know how I'm going to pay for these prescriptions. I don't know how I'm going to pay for groceries. I don't know how I'm going to pay for light. I don't know how I'm going to pay for that insurance. And so what do? They put off those other things. I've got that alarm. I don't need to replace it. With all that being said, American Red Cross, free smoke alarms, get them. All you got to do is call the local chapter. I'll Google it, or if you can Google it,
Yes.
if you don't mind, we'll give that telephone number, but call, put your name on the list. We'll have Red Cross volunteers that come out. They put them in every room that someone sleeps in. And don't be afraid to take them. That's your tax dollars because American Red Cross got them on a FEMA grant, right?
Okay.
So if you took advantage of the COVID tests in the mails or you took advantage of some other benefits, these are your tax dollars at work.
Yeah, I was on a team a couple of years ago that we went to a lot of places. We primarily went to Richlands area, and we went in homes and we put in new alarms for them
Yeah.
through the American Red Cross.
It is. We have the as of my last check, we have the most successful program in the state. We've installed close to 4,000 alarms.
Oh, wow.
I got to give props to my father-in-law. He has installed nearly 1,000 of those. He's semi-retired, other than carting my kids around and doing other stuff. But he's installed nearly 1,000 of those, and we've had 2 personal stories of homes where we installed those alarms that they had fires in when people were home, and the families were able to get out because of it. And phenomenal program. So yeah, to answer your question, that's the biggest risk is
What's-
not having it.
What's the kind you said to get? Because I got Lowe's
Yeah,
pulled
yeah.
up here. so
She's gonna
I'm
do
about
it right
to
now, and I
shop
love
right
it.
now.
If
Yeah.
you're listening, pull it up just like she is. So we'll tell you the 10-year lithium sealed alarms,
Got it.
and the
Okay.
reason for that is because you don't have to replace those 9-volt batteries. You can buy the ones that are cheaper, but the problem is we all forget to change the batteries. We wait till it chirps and then we replace it.
Oh,
so
and
we
that's
can,
aggravating.
well, and we can preach the, hear the beep when you sleep, or know the sounds of fire safety and all these other things. But people hear it, they hear the slogan, but they don't necessarily know what that means, right? Change your clock, change your battery. That's another one. But all of those things are important because if you think, they all have a reason. Just like that, you can put that 10-year lithium battery up. It still may chirp. It's not a battery. It's telling you that the sensor is dirty, right? So when you go to put it up, make sure you keep those directions and you know what that alarm is telling you. 3 long beeps tell you that there's an alarm. A quick chirp is going to tell you that there's an issue with either the battery or the sensor, depending on the tone. Is it a high tone or a low tone? Different manufacturers will tell you different things based off of what it's doing. We get called to that, and we don't mind going. But, if people will just read the directions, there's a sense of embarrassment, right, to have the fire truck show up. And they're like, oh, Martha, what was the fire truck there for? You know, and they say, well, oh, my alarm wouldn't quit going off. And so I played it safe. And so, well, what was it? So, well, my alarm was dirty. So again, just knowing that, you can take care of that yourself.
You said that, and my mom's name was Martha.
I'm not picking on Martha.
When she lived over in Meadow Oak, she was cooking, got too much smoke, set off her alarm, fire department shows up. Thank goodness I had her hooked up with a life alert too.
Yeah.
So they went in there and they put a big fan out in there to get the smoke out. 30 minutes later, I got another call, fire department back out there. What had happened was smoke had gone into the closet because it had the slats.
Yep.
And then after that period of time, it started coming back out, and the carbon monoxide detector was right there. But gosh, what if she hadn't had those things?
Sure. And it's funny you say that, because I'll come back to that. What if she hadn't had those things? I'm going to say, let's not forget what you said. 30 minutes later, the smoke came out, right?
Right.
What people don't realize, and investigating probably 400-ish fires over my career, a good number of them, and I don't go to every one. I go to the worst of the worst. And like Rayford said, some of the ones that had some human hands in it, right? But for those people, I walk them through their home most times after the fire and kind of let them take that in. Right. And that's a real big shock to people. And to see where smoke gets, closets, personal effects. I've had it where people will go into their safe and get personal effects out that really matter. Right. And they go, how did it get in here? Like copies of their wills and life insurance policies, jewelry, and the soot will be caked inside of it. You think that it's covered. It's not. You open up a toilet lid and the water is black inside of the toilet. So all of these things. So go back to the question that you made, or the statement that you just made. When you think about what if she wouldn't have had those, think about that. If it could get into a safe, how long and what kind of effects does it take on the body, and how quick does it react? Right. So very, very important.
And I've seen the videos from, again, decades ago when the fire marshals were talking about fire safety. And so the alarm goes off. Smoke is set the alarm off. You don't get out of bed and stand straight up.
Yeah.
Get to the floor.
Get to the floor.
Because the heat's up there.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
takes one.
And I don't want to be too graphic in this, but unfortunately for those, it usually does not end well.
No.
Right. Even knowing. So that's why it's that whole encompassing plan, right? It's about not only having the working alarms, but having the plan for our senior adults that may be listening, or even our grown-ups that are listening. I would ask you, from your bed, how many door casings is it to the front door? How many door casings is it to the back door? Right? Because as you crawl, you're not going to be standing up. You're not going to be able to see things.
Making a feel.
You're going to be feeling the door casings. And so you'll say, well, I go out and I go to the left or I go to the right. Yeah, but how many? And in that moment, you have to think for a second that you're in a state of panic. Right. You may be under the influence, not necessarily of a controlled substance, right? But that smoke, when it gets into your body, it attaches to the blood cells, and so it causes you to think differently than normal, right? So as a baseline, you have to say 10 door casings, 10 door casings. So I'm just going to count. I'm going to go out, I'm going to go left, and I'm going to count 10 door casings. It's literally that critical, right? If you're concealed carry, you have a method. You know that where it's at, a code. It has to be that second nature, just as much as you defend your home.
It does.
It has to be that much of a second nature for fire and life safety in your home.
How many smoke detectors should someone have in their house?
That's a great question. So what we recommend is one on every floor at a minimum. Okay. One outside of every sleeping area and one in the common area. So if you have a single story ranch style house, 3 bedrooms, we would say one in the common area, somewhere between the kitchen and the living room, right? Don't put it in the kitchen because you're going to get those false alarms, right?
Yeah.
Put it outside the bedroom. That's number 2. And then one in every bedroom. That's another 3. So 5. That house should have 5. You go to that same floor plan, but a second floor, it's the same number of 5.
I have 2 floors.
It would be the same number, but just where they're at.
Okay.
Right? So that way you get that kind of coverage as well. And then, of course, there's CO detectors. People ask those questions as well. Should I buy the combination alarms? I tell them, I say, you sure can. The only problem is those combination alarms last 5 years, and they're twice as much because they're a combination alarm. So you're going to spend 2 times the amount of money twice as often. buy 2 different alarms.
I have a CO down. I have a gas
Yeah.
fireplace, so I have
Fireplace,
a CO one downstairs
As you should.
for
I
that.
have
Yeah.
one that
Yeah.
plugs in the wall.
There you go. And
That's
you need
what
to have
mine
them.
is. Mine plugs in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to have those and replace them every 5 years. So when you're on the Lowe's app or you're somewhere else, go ahead and buy another one.
Okay. Here goes another one. Mine's older than 5.
Now that's one you can put in your kitchen because I have a gas stove as well.
Lowe's.
Yeah.
That's where it's most important, right?
That's right.
So,
Yes. And attached garages, these smart cars now and the things that they're doing with the auto shutoffs and everything, we've responded to incidents where people do not feel well, things are happening. And what happened was they got into their driveway, they put it in park, and their car shut off. And they didn't realize that when I say shut off, the motor shut off, but it didn't shut off. They didn't kill the push button and get out because they go to check their phone. They're distracted by getting their bags, and they go and they close the car door. They close the garage, and the car's actually running, and it's so quiet you don't hear it inside. And so we have issues with CO coming into the house. So not just fuel fired appliances, but attached garages as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, we appreciate you coming in
Yes,
this
thank
morning.
you.
Have
Yeah.
you guys got any particular programs during the month?
Yeah, a big one, October 7th.
Okay.
We will have we were trying to figure this out the other day. Do we count COVID years, not count COVID years? But since 2011, that we can go back and find it, it may have been 2010. We have been doing an annual fire prevention month kickoff. And so it will be at Lowe's on Western Boulevard. It's always the first Saturday of the month. So it'll be October 7th from 10 to 2. The majority of the fire departments across the county are participating. We have EMS that's going to be there. We have American Red Cross. So don't wait. Sign up today to get those alarms. But in addition to that, you can sign up there as well. You can sign your neighbors up, your loved ones up. They'll be there. Forestry will be there. We'll have tons of different people, tons of different activities for kids and adults. I was telling the group just last week, your kids aren't the ones buying smoke alarms, right?
Yep.
So use those 2 ears and that one mouth to listen to what the firefighters are saying, because
I-
they'll be talking to everybody.
I
not just the
shared
kids.
that on our Facebook.
I like
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming
Yeah,
in.
thank you.
Yes.
Always love having
Lots of
you.
good
Yes,
information.
Yes.
One last little plug.
Yeah.
Whoever covers your fire district, whether it be the city of Jacksonville or whatever VFD, be sure to make sure that you follow their page, because I could give you a whole long list of activities, but we have close to 30 fire departments across the county. So they're literally doing everything in their own districts and their own footprints. We're going to be in 2 or 3 different places that Saturday alone in the city. So wherever you're at, we'll probably be. And so what I would say is make sure that you like, follow, and share your fire department's
Good point.
content.
City.
And remember,
I'm city.
I'm city.
yeah, fire's everyone's fight. Remember that. You can help us.
There's everyone's fight.
Sounds like a winner.
That's right.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Brian, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Brian Kelly, Fire Marshal for the City of Jacksonville. Let's take a break here live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The next Goddard's Gold features songs about places. Going to be traveling to Pleasant Valley, Galveston, Arizona, Penny Lane, New Orleans, Atlantis, Georgia, California, South Street, Spain, Harper Valley, Nashville, Indiana. A lot of places to go to. Songs about places. Next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a step above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious, healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
If you're looking for a great deal on a brand new Mitsubishi pre-owned car or truck, look no further than Bob Mills Mitsubishi, 2150 North Marine Boulevard. Because at Bob Mills Mitsubishi, they give it away and guarantee all their customers financing. At Bob Mills, there is no high pressure, no smoke and mirrors, or running back and forth to a sales manager. Buying a new Mitsubishi or quality pre-owned car or truck should be a fun experience, and that's what you'll have at Bob Mills Mitsubishi, 2150 North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville, because they give it away.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey guys, you want a new boat? You don't have to need one. All you got to do is want one. You've earned it. You deserve it. Go get one. Right now, there are some really cool boats in stock at Tideline Marine. Yesterday, they took the shipping wrap. These boats come in when they're new, come in all wrapped up and everything. So they de-wrapped it yesterday. It's gorgeous inside too. I knew the outside was gorgeous. It's an Aloha pontoon boat. It's a tri-tier, got 3 tubes on it. It's more stable that way. Complete with an upper deck and a sliding board to give you the feeling of having your very own water park when you're down the river. All you do is climb up the ladder to get on the top, slide down that sliding board, and you're in the water. It's kind of like you go airborne for just a little bit. It's cool. It's fun. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Stop by, take a look-see at the Tri-Tunes in stock. Perfect for lots of fun on the river. Great for sunset cruises. An ideal boat that you can have with, especially if you've got kids or grandkids or just a bunch of friends that want to go down the river with you for an afternoon cruise. Oh, what a lot of fun that is, just doing something like that.
Wait a minute.
Lee's over here pressing buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pressing the wrong buttons.
Press the wrong one.
Guaranteed to have you, give you lots of fun. Check in with Todd. He'll be glad to show you this showboat of the year. You'll be the highlight on the river every time you go for a spin. Tideline Marine and Family, 159 Old Ridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisory is in effect through this afternoon. Northerly winds 15 to 20 knots today with gusts to 25, seas 5 to 7 feet, except 2 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers are choppy. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Saturday, northerly winds 15 to 20, seas 4 to 6 feet. Sounds and rivers will be choppy.
Today, mostly cloudy, a high of 76 with winds 9 to 11 miles an hour and gusts up to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 65, not windy or gusty. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, high of 79, so a little bit warmer tomorrow. The same winds roughly as today with gusts to 15 tomorrow during the day. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 63. Once again, not windy or gusty. And on Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 79 with gusts and wind.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you see? Well, you know, we talked about it last week. The Senate kind of relaxed their dress attire, right? The U.S. Senate,
Yes.
because of John Fetterman. John, he was.
What was he wanting to come in there in a hoodie or something, right?
Well, that's what he's been doing.
Okay.
Just casual attire, you know, more casual than what I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got some weird looking stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly why he did that. He came back from a bit of a hospital visit, shall we
He
say?
did, yes.
It wasn't rehab, but
No,
it
it
was.
wasn't.
It was.
It was a mental health stay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So he came back and he just chose to wear this other stuff against the rules of the Senate.
Right.
So last week, a week before last, the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer quietly relaxed dress requirements that would allow Fetterman and anybody else to continue to wear hooded sweatshirts and gym shorts if they so desired. Well. They've undone that.
Good.
A bipartisan bill by Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Mitt Romney requires that members abide by a certain dress code when on the Senate floor. The new written rules include a coat, tie, and slacks for men. The resolution does not detail dress codes for women members.
Well, it probably should because one of them threatening to scare us all by wearing a bathing suit.
Wearing a bikini.
Yeah.
Susan
No,
Collins.
we just
was
don't
it?
want to see that. I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
And I don't know if you saw what was floating around the internet. It was fake. It's a fake photo about Paul Rand sitting on the steps of the Congress wearing a red bathrobe, but that was proven fake.
Yeah. This vote late yesterday, was unanimous.
Wow.
Now,
So they all
I
agree.
don't know whether
That
Fetterman
hardly ever happens.
did Fetterman vote for it.
I bet he wasn't there. I don't know. You know what?
Excuse me.
He may have abstained. I don't know.
I would think he would have abstained.
I'm trying to find out, read into the story here, whether he actually voted for it or not, but whatever. I don't understand. Fetterman's office released a brief statement that included a viral meme photograph of the actor Kevin James sheepishly shrugging right there.
Yeah. Let's see.
It doesn't even say whether he voted for it. I don't know.
I don't know. This was last updated September 28th, and not unless there's a news story somewhere, but I'm looking on the website for the Congress.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't show a vote on it.
Well, it was late yesterday. They probably haven't had it up there.
Right.
So-
Yeah, it's probably not showing yet.
Oh.
There may be a news story somewhere. Maybe Kelly will find it.
I'm looking.
The text of the bill is that it's not been updated to reflect that yet. Not
there-
unless the Guidance Out of Darkness Act, is it?
the governor of the great state of Arizona, she left her post yesterday and won't be back until sometime today. They don't have a lieutenant governor. They don't know where she is or where she went. Have no excuses. Nobody gave her, it said why, what happened. But the state's treasurer apparently is next in line to serve when the governor is MIA. Well, that's kind of weird. The state's treasurer is a Republican. The governor is Katie Hobbs, and she's a Democrat. So, but the treasurer said, you know, I'll be acting governor beginning last night until mid-morning, and I will not be taking any action that will have to wait for the governor to come back unless it's an emergency action.
Yeah, I can't find out if he voted or not. It doesn't say.
Huh.
Mhm.
A governor's got some explaining to do. We had a governor from, where was it, South Carolina before Nikki Haley? that he would disappear. He went down to be with his
He
girlfriend.
had a girlfriend or
Yeah, he
something.
claimed he was going to
He
be
ended up
walking.
getting divorced over that.
Was that
Yeah,
the Jeff Duncan one?
I don't even remember who that guy was,
don't
but I
either,
know
but-
exactly what Rachel's
Yeah,
talking
he had
about.
a
I can't remember
Brazilian,
his
I
name.
think a Brazilian beauty queen or something.
Something,
Yeah.
what model, whatever I don't know what she was.
Model, I
but
believe
he got
she was.
divorced. His wife left him over
Well,
that.
speaking of such, Christy Nome, she was doing. She had a commercial that was running last night during the debate,
Oh wow!
and I'm like,
She got caught cheating.
I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously? I think I'd just stay quiet for a while.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is your takeaway, folks out there? Did you watch the debate? What is your takeaway about it? Are you as confused as the other folks who were watching it and like watching it? Is it a debate or just an argument?
I think a lot of people didn't watch it for that reason. Nobody has time for this crazy nonsense.
Uh-huh.
They just don't. And sadly, some people may not watch it because they feel like, well, sadly, much to their dismay, Trump's got it locked in. So why bother? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I
Well,
don't know.
And that's why we're in the situation we're in.
I agree.
It's you know it's a little bit sad.
It is very sad. I didn't watch it because I had to work. So
I didn't watch
and
it
by
because I
the time
didn't
I got
want
off
to.
work, my brain hurt, and I was not about to even attempt to watch that nonsense. I didn't.
I can tell you, for me,
Mhm.
there's no way it's going to make up my mind for me.
No,
It's not going to
yeah.
educate me
No.
because not the first one was a disaster,
The first one was,
and this one
painful to
apparently
watch,
was
so,
worse.
yeah.
So what is it going to do for me? Nothing, honey.
As soon as I found out the moderators were from similar, I'm like, no, they had no control the first time, so I knew they weren't going to have much control over the second one.
No.
And nobody has time to waste watching that.
No.
And I want to bring up something. Isn't Chris Miller supposed to be calling?
Yeah, he'll be calling.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wait
Yeah, we're waiting for him.
before I bring it up because I want to pose a question, make you ponder it a little bit about the White House and rules, or maybe there aren't any when you find out what I'm about to ask
Okay,
about.
let's go ahead and take our break then. We're waiting for Chris Miller, so he'll be joining us in just a couple of minutes to chat about the upcoming Friday night football. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
When vacationing on our beautiful Crystal Coast, you come for the slower pace, the gentle waves, the salty air, and the quality time with family and friends. So while you enjoy our little piece of paradise, let the Barrow Low Country Kitchen help with meals. We'd love to cater your next family event with one of our Carolina-style seafood boils, enough to feed your entire crew. Or enjoy your meal outside at our pavilion on the waterfront. Come by land or by boat to the Barrow Low Country Kitchen in downtown Swansboro.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for fall, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series. These lawn tractors were engineered for strength, comfort, and versatility, and designed to deliver a premium cut. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and find out how the Cub Cadet XT Enduro Series is tailored to help unlock all the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-3700. 5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
So I want to take some time to talk to you about our friends at Pizza Village of Beulahville. First of all, they take this opportunity to thank our men and women in uniform for their service to our country. And of course, there's no doubt about it. The best pizza and spaghetti in Beulahville is at Pizza Village, 811 West Main Street. Pizza Village offers daily specials, and their buffet features pizza, spaghetti, and salad bar. It's a fact. True Italian can be found in Beulahville with a down-home atmosphere and no extra charge at Pizza Village. Pizza Village is open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9:30 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 11 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 4:30 to 9:30 p.m. They even have a private room available for special events. Dine just one time at Pizza Village in Beulahville, and you'll be sure to go back. Pizza Village, 811 West Main Street, Beulahville. Again, thanks to those that serve us.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
You want to sing it?
Dun, 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 dun.
Here you go. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
Doing fine. Nice and cool out here this morning. And so Chris Miller, sports.
Yes, it is. And we're getting geared up for another fun Friday of high school football.
Oh, yes.
The weather is going to be nice and crisp and cool, and it should be some good action.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Chris Miller with the Jacksonville Daily News, the sports editor, the sports reporter, the sports guy, the sports everything. You're everything sports, right?
Well, we try to, and then the job is still a lot of fun, and obviously the business has changed over the last several years, but we still try to do the best we can to recognize our great student athletes, and and I think we do have some great student athletes. Young men and women who do great on the field or the court, but they also do really well in the classroom. So that's what it's all about.
That's right.
If you can talk to these high school kids that do really well and have a great head on their shoulders and in the classroom, on the field, and that's really cool to see.
Okay, let's clear up a little bit from last week. Last Thursday night's Friday night game with Jacksonville High and the Bears from New Bern. We got reports, of course, during the game and after the game that several of their key players were disqualified and could not play last Thursday night from New Bern. Is that still accurate, or do you have any more information? Or are they back in business? Are they able to play again, or what?
So it is a little bit of a long story. So New Bern, they went 16-0 last year and won the state 4A state championship last year.
Right.
Excuse me. During the course of the season, what has been reported is that several of their great athletes who participated in helping the team win the state championship had unexcused absence, and a good number of them where that would have made them ineligible to play. So yes, this is all things that these are all different reports from across different parts of the area, but so somebody manipulated the numbers and made them eligible when they really weren't, and they played. They won a state championship. Well, they later found out throughout the summertime this is what happened, and there was a lot of trouble and a lot of stuff that went on there. And they, the coach stepped down, went to another school, and some other actions were taken. Well, some of those same kids that hadn't been going to class returned to this year's football team and were playing, and they still missed class. Supposedly missed class during the spring semester a good number of days that would have made them ineligible to participate in sports this fall season.
Oh.
Well, they played the first 5 games this season, and then they were told that they could no longer play last week. So I think while that does send a right message, we do want our young people to go to class because that's the most important thing. There's still a lot of questions surrounding, okay, why wasn't this decision made in the summertime? Why did you wait till 3 hours before the team on 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon to tell these kids that they can't play when you had all summer to figure this out? So there is a lot of what ifs and a lot of questions involved in this situation, but I don't know 100% of all the details, but I think this is a great lesson for our young people. Go to class because that's what's most important.
Yeah, go by the rules. There are rules out there for a reason. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
take
exactly. What and I don't know all the specifics and everything, but what kind of message are we teaching our young people if we, okay, yeah, you can still play this, you can still do this and enjoy this benefit, but you don't have to necessarily go to class, or you don't have to take care of business in the classroom. So, that's one thing that I've really appreciated about here in Onslow County. Yeah, every area has kind of a few bad apples here and there. I mean, that's everywhere. But one thing about here in Onslow County is that we have some really great high school sports athletes who are also really great students, and they really have a great head on their shoulders. They really are great young people. They volunteer hours at different charities and things like that. So
That's cool.
We have, to be honest, I'm not lying here. A lot of our great athletes are really great students as well. That's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go forward to tomorrow. We've got Jacksonville matchup with Havelock. And it's going to be at Havelock. What's Havelock's run this year? How well have they done?
Well, Havelock is 5-1. Their only loss was 2 weeks ago to New Bern, but we all think that that's going to be a forfeit win for them. So. And we're anticipating maybe next week that decision about New Bern and having to forfeit those games will come sometime next week. So Havelock could officially be 6-0 when they play the Jacksonville Cardinals, who are now 5-0. So it's going to be an exciting game. The winner will have a chance this Friday to will be the favorite to win the conference championship. Both teams are looking forward to that. But here's the thing: Havelock and Jacksonville have played each other several times in the playoffs over the last 10 years, and so that game October 6th is going to be a great game just for bragging rights and everything. But don't be surprised if they play each other again down the road in the playoffs.
Is it October 6th? I thought it was this week.
No, Jacksonville does not have a game this week.
Okay.
They have a bye week or an open date, what we call
another one.
So they don't play this week. And they'll take on the Havelock Rams next Friday.
Okay.
Well, Chris, I have a question when you're talking about that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Most of the high schools play 10 games, and Jacksonville chooses to play only 9?
Well, they didn't choose. They only played 9 because they couldn't schedule a 10th game. If Coach Bo Williams could have gotten that 10th game, they certainly would have added a 10th game to complete the schedule. But look, some teams don't want to play certain teams because they're afraid of getting beat, or they just don't maybe not like the coach. But coach really worked hard the last 2 years to try to get that 10th game, and unfortunately, it never happened. So hopefully next year he'll maybe find that 10th game to play.
Okay, let's just run down the rest of the teams in Onslow County, where they're playing, who they're playing for tomorrow night.
Okay, Friday night we got Croatan at White Oak. White Oak's having a great season. They're 4-1. Their only losses to Jacksonville is the second week of the season. So White Oak's having a really strong season, and we'll have a chance to do well down the road. With Plans is is 3-2, and they're hosting Swansboro, still looking for its first win. The Wildcats are really picking up strong and going strong and doing well. And Dixon's going to be at home against West Carter. Excuse me. And Dixon did not win a game at all last year, and they've won 3 games already so far this year. So they've really gotten better. The kids have really improved, and they're having fun. They're having fun doing it. And then we have Southwest Onslow hosting on Friday night, and then we have Camp Lejeune hosting Jones Senior on Friday night. So that's where I'll actually be on Friday night. In Camp Lejeune. It's taken me 2 weeks to try to get all done, and finally permitted me to get on, and so I'll be at the Lejeune High School game on Friday night.
All right, well, good. Looking forward to the coverage. I'm amazed that you're out there doing what you're doing and posting scores throughout the evening.
Yes.
While you're trying to pay attention to the game.
Yes. I don't know how he does it.
No, it's enjoyable. The fun job, and like I said, the business has definitely changed in the last 15, 20 years.
Yes.
Things are a lot more digital. And, but as long as people are still reading our stuff, and we're still, the parents are still enjoying seeing their kids' names recognized, that's what it's all about.
For sure.
If we can help some of these kids get their names out there, some colleges out there, then that's what it's all about.
All right. Sounds good. Chris, thank you, as always.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, we'll chat with you later. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSMA, don't go away. We'll be right back.
We've unlocked the vaults, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from October 1st, 1977. That's when Johnny Rivers was swaying to the music. Rita Coolidge was lifted higher and higher. James Taylor was your handyman. And ELO were on the telephone line. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from October 1st, 1977, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Wismar and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company has kept our community comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, phone 910-347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, now's the time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. Williams Hardware, your helpful handy hardware store, also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morehead Plaza in Morehead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Schools are now back in session. Please do your part and drive carefully to make the streets and highways throughout Onslow County safe for our children and our citizens. This reminder is brought to you with the best wishes of Richlands Insurance and Realty, your trusted choice insurance agency located at 207 South Academy Street in Richlands. Richlands Insurance and Realty sincerely appreciates the opportunity to serve you with all of your insurance and real estate needs, whether it be homeowners, business insurance, life, automobile, and even motorcycle and boat insurance. Since 1950, Richlands Insurance and Realty has protected the citizens and property of people throughout Onslow and surrounding counties with the utmost and personal professional service and care, giving their clients peace of mind. So trust your insurance needs to your trusted choice agency, Richlands Insurance and Realty, 207 South Academy Street, Richlands. Byron Irvin and the staff at Richlands Insurance and Realty are here and ready to help you. Phone 910-324-3133 for Richlands Insurance and Realty, serving our area since 1950.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back here in the last minutes of the I started to say the game. Last minutes of the show today. Tomorrow, we've got from Onslow Memorial Hospital. Okay. Jojo Malfitano.
Malfitano.
Maybe we'll get that right. Keep it right. We're talking about some of the changes that are made there, some of the awards that they've been getting there, and
what's coming.
What's coming for the future. We want to know that, and especially in the cardiac area. So we'll have to wait and see what they get in store for us tomorrow morning. The 8 o'clock update advisory on disturbance number 1, not much of a change. That Hurricane Center is now saying later today or at the latest sometime Friday. This disturbance is off the coast of, it's not off the coast of Africa anymore. It's halfway between Africa and the Lesser Antilles and moving towards the Lesser Antilles. Kind of in the footsteps a little bit there in a path of Philippe, Tropical Storm Philippe, which is still dying. So maybe this thing will just die too after it becomes a tropical storm or depression at least. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, you've got something else you were going to...
Well, I was going to do something, but something locally has come up that I feel compelled to comment about.
Let's talk.
So Northside this morning decided to test or see how it would go.
The metal detectors.
Metal detectors in the school, which many parents have got up and asked for at the local school board meeting. You can go any of the school board meetings and see the and see the comments and whatnot. Well, and so parents are actually applauding this decision. To most parents are applauding this decision today by Northside, and then they're just testing it out. That's what Northside is saying.
Yep.
Look, we want to see how this works. It's not a permanent implementation, but they're seeing what kinks are, how quickly can the kids get through, et cetera, especially partly on the heels of a kid bringing a gun to school in the clear backpack.
Yep.
So there's that. Well, one of the local, what I call pot stirrers, who has spoken numerous times at the Onslow County Board of Education meeting.
And commissioners.
Someone sent me a comment that he made locally here this morning on this very subject. And he now says, we're all giving up essential liberties. His quote is, giving up essential liberties for safety is part of the problem. Parents need to be parents. And accountability, justice needs to prevail. Everyone cheering for the giving up freedom has no idea that this keeps you a slave, fear-induced comfort. Well, first of all, to this individual, I would say, sadly, not everyone does parent their kids.
Correct.
Just fact. I don't know what reality you live in, but I'm here to tell you that not everyone does parent their children. Number two, this isn't making anyone, quote, a slave. This is the times we live in. Bottom line, this is a safety issue. There's already been one death in the school system. There was a shooting that, whether it took place off campus or not, some of the precipitating events that led up to that were on campus. It's a fact. Then we had a kid bring a gun to school, in a backpack. These are just the times we live in. Okay. And I don't think you're giving up anything if it makes people safer and gets them back to learning. I have no issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't understand what the problem is. And as far as accountability goes, just remember, raise the age occurred. So, no matter what, some of these kids, quote, accountability, are still charged as juveniles, which in some cases, equates to being slapped on the wrist. We have to start somewhere, but don't go with the whole parent need to parent thing, because sadly, not everyone does parent their children.
That's unfortunately the case.
It's a sad reality.
And the rest of society, you, me, all of us together, have got to put up with that.
Yes.
Well, I guarantee you, if Doug's daughter or son was attending a school where there was a shooting or some unfortunate incident, his words would be different this morning.
Well, there's a gang problem here in this county. And if you think there isn't, you're sadly mistaken. Now, this isn't like LA or New York City, but a gang problem is a gang problem, period. So, I mean, this is just, and my kids, both of them graduated from Northside. Okay. There was problems then when my oldest was there. She got stuck between a knife machete fight trying to walk to class.
There's cameras everywhere you go.
Yeah.
You go into a store, there's a camera. You go to get gas, there's cameras.
And
You go to
there's
Dunkin'
everything.
Donuts, there's cameras.
So what? I mean, safety is safety. I don't think you can put a price tag on it. And I don't think there's, these day and age, you just have to make accommodations for the times that are. And personally, if my grandson is, in elementary school, but if he had metal detectors, I'd be all about it. Yay. Because
We go to the ball games, have to go through a metal detector now.
You have to go, if you want to get on a plane, you have to go through a metal detector.
That's right.
What is the difference? You want to go to the courthouse, you got a metal detector.
9/11 took away a lot of our freedoms.
Yes, yes. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'll get to my other question tomorrow, because I have a question I want to pose. It's some White House nonsense. I just want to know if this is always a thing. And when I talk about it, I think all of y'all will have an opinion on
White
it.
House down.
It's
I
weird.
watched that movie day
It's a
before
good movie.
yesterday.
You've never seen that?
No, I said I watched
Okay.
it. I mean, I've seen it a
watched
dozen
a lot,
times.
Yeah. But
It was
I just,
on.
I just want to ask. I just want to know.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll do it tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, you're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Coming up now, Fox News break, and about 10 o'clock this morning, it's going to be another dose of our Daily D's with the Rick D's, and at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, he's going to hand the helm over pass the helm to Chris Hollywood Man. We'll see you in the morning.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246.